So question number 3.1, what are the various public health measures which you would suggest as safeguard against infectious diseases? Well students, as already we have studied that two types, number one acquired and number two congenital. And now these acquired diseases, again we have studied of two types, communicable and non-communicable diseases. The communicable diseases are also known as infectious diseases here, and of course non-communicable are non-infectious diseases. Now these infectious, if you remember, are further of two types, contagious and non-contagious. So what measures should be adopted so that we do not fall ill because of these various types of diseases? So public health measures are basically preventive measures which are taken to check the spread of various infectious diseases. Now when we say various infectious diseases, because if we check such agencies which are responsible for these diseases, then we can eradicate, or we can at least control these diseases. So few of the measures which should be taken are as below. Firstly, the maintenance of personal and public hygiene. Now when we say personal and public hygiene, though parameters are same, but personal hygiene basically represents to maintain a clean body, that is personal hygiene you can say. Then consumption of healthy and nutritious food, junk food should be avoided. Water which you drink should be clean and free from germs. When it comes to public hygiene, it includes the proper disposal of waste material, especially it should be disposed of at a place where it is not responsible for spreading various types of vectors. Then not only waste material, excreta, equally important is periodic cleaning of the area where we are, and not only the where we are disposing the waste material, but as such environment. And then equally important is disinfection of water reservoirs, because these water reservoirs, if they are taken care of, we can do a lot. Second comes isolation. Now to prevent the spread of airborne diseases such as pneumonia, chickenpox, tuberculosis, etc. So by isolating infected person, the chances of spreading of these diseases to others is more or less reduced. So if such a isolation is done, you find that others will not contact these ailments. Another very effective method is vaccination. Well, you have heard of vaccination. We have studied otherwise in our notes in detail. So vaccination is the administration of antigenic material, sort of a vaccine, to stimulate an individual's immune system to develop adaptive immunity to a pathogen. Now when vaccine is administered, then body develops certain antibodies which are responsible subsequently to thwart any sort of you can say attack of these pathogens. So it helps in providing passive immunization to the body. Now vaccines are available like against tetanus, polio, measles, mumps, etc. So one can very easily take care of all this now. Then very important is vector eradication. This is important because if vector can be eradicated, then you find probably there are reasons to believe that subsequently we can curtail the diseases. So when it comes to vector eradication, now vector eradication is various diseases such as malaria, filariasis, dengue and chikungunya. They are spread through vectors, and the vector is, as you are aware of, mosquito, though there are different species of mosquitoes involved. And mosquitoes, the habitat as far as is concerned is more or less same. So to prevent these diseases, it is very important to have a clean environment free from these vectors, that is the mosquitoes. We should not give them the breeding grounds where they can multiply. So for what precautions we can take? Number one, there should be no stagnant water around residential areas. Even fresh water is also causing a lot of problems, as you are aware of. Dengue fever spreads through the mosquito which I mean is responsible for its spread, basically breeds in clean water. So any water, what type of it is, maybe for a couple of days or just maybe fresh, should not be allowed to stagnate. So stagnation of water, if could be avoided around residential areas, then breeding grounds for mosquitoes could be minimized, or there may not be any of these breeding grounds. Then very important is regular cleaning of coolers, otherwise they can develop in the coolers also, they can lay eggs, and subsequent development may take place. Use of mosquito nets may be quite effective, and insecticides such as malathion in drains, ponds, etc. If you spread, if you just spread this, so that may be useful. Uh, Other measures may be including introducing fish such as gambusia in ponds. So, if we introduce this fish gambusia in ponds, so again we are making this breeding of mosquito larvae in stagnant water difficult or not feasible.